Hi friends, and welcome to Decorate Your Life Scrapbooking and Card Making. In today's tutorial, you're going to learn how to make this beautiful policy envelope mini album using the Graphic 45 regular black policy envelopes. And the paper collection that I'm using for this tutorial is the Graphic 45 Halloween in Wonderland collection. I've shown you the mini album base construction in a previous video, but if you've missed that tutorial, hop on over to my blog where you'll find the complete tutorial, measurements, and supply list. We'll be using 6 Graphic 45 policy envelopes. Each envelope will have a piece from the Halloween in Wonderland collection. This piece will be matted on black cardstock, and then we're going to add it to the front of our policy envelopes. For our binding, we're keeping it simple. We'll be trimming 6 strips from our scraps. We'll score them at 1/4 of an inch and apply them to the outer part of our policy envelopes. Since the spine of our mini album measures 2.5 inches, we're able to have a 1/2 inch gusset per policy envelope page. For the front and back covers, you'll trim 2 sheets to 4.5 by 6.25. Then you're going to ink around the edges with your Graphic 45 Color Box Decades in photogenic ink. Now here's an optional step. You may add a topper to your policy envelopes by using your favorite metal dies or paper punch. Since the copper cardstock that I'm using is only one-sided, I decided to die cut a backing using black cardstock. Then, with some wet glue, I adhere the topper to the top of the policy envelope. We are now ready to trim our cardstock mats. You'll need 6 of these at 4 5/8 by 6.25. We then trim our papers from the Graphic 45 Halloween in Wonderland collection. You will need 6 of these at 6 1/8 by 4.5. Then you'll ink around the edges with your Graphic 45 ink. The color that I'm using throughout this tutorial is called photogenic. Apply some double-sided tape to the back of your Graphic 45 papers and mat them to your black cardstock. You then adhere your matted papers to the front of your policy envelopes using double-sided tape. For your mini album binding, you'll trim 6 pieces of your Graphic 45 papers to 6 1/4 by 3/4. Then you're going to score them at 1/4 of an inch. Once you have your binding pieces trimmed and scored, you may ink around the edges. You then add glue to the 1/4 inch side of your strip and apply it to the front of your policy envelope like you see here. Try to center your binding piece as best as you can. If you wish, you may use some clips to hold this piece down until the glue dries. Adding the policy envelope pages to your mini album is very simple. Apply double-sided tape to your hinges. You may also add glue like you see me do here, and one by one you'll match them up to each consecutive page. I find that adding metal embellishments work best when working with a darker color palette. You'll see more of this later in the video. We are going to make this trim piece work double duty for us. First, it'll serve as a nice decorative trim on the front cover, and when you turn the page, it'll also serve as a belly band to hold pictures and memorabilia. We're going to use a Graphic 45 ornate metal keyhole to embellish our Halloween in Wonderland mini album. We're going to take a piece of coordinating cardstock and trim it to fit as a backing to our metal keyhole. And once this piece is dry, we add it to our mini album. I'll be using chipboard scraps to add dimension to our focal point. You may use fun foam or foam dots. For the focal point, I chose this beautiful chipboard piece from the Graphic 45 Halloween in Wonderland collection. After inking around the edges, I use hot glue to apply this piece to our mini album. Because I love the effect the black trim added to my project, I decided to add trims to the edges of the front and back covers. the trims, I'm now ready to add some final touches to the cover of our Graphic 45 Halloween in Wonderland mini album. We are now going to build a couple of booklets. We're going to trim some black cardstock at 8 by 5.5 inches and then score at 4 inches. We then take our Graphic 45 paper and trim at 3 7/8 by 5.25 inches. You may want to round up the corners if you have access to a device. After inking around the edges, apply double-sided tape and adhere the paper to your booklets. We then use some cutouts and stickers from the collection to decorate our booklets. We now use some Graphic 45 metal brads and chipboard piece to make an embellishment for the belly band. And we use some hot glue to apply this embellishment on our belly band. And we're going to trim some pieces for photo matting and journaling. And that's pretty much it, my friends. I hope that you found this Graphic 45 Halloween in Wonderland policy envelope mini album tutorial helpful and that it inspires you to make one of your very own. Don't forget to visit my blog for the complete tutorial, measurements list, and supplies list. You will find a link to my blog in the description area of this video. And if you just happen to land on this video and you're not a subscriber as of yet, go ahead and click on that subscribe button, click on that bell icon. At Decorate Your Life Scrapbooking and Card Making, I focus on paper crafting tutorials and project shares. Thank you so very much for watching my videos. Thank you for your likes, your thumbs up, your comments. I love reading your comments, and subscribing to my channel. I will see you once again in the next video. Bye now.